Hey guys, welcome to a plugin video. This is PKSystem, a plugin that alters the way Minecraft PvP works, or PK is player killing if you've ever played MMORPGs or MMOs even. Basically it changed the way it works because it adds a bunch of cool effects to let you know what's going on, and changes the way it works because it also allows you to deny PvP in certain situations, such as if you're not level 5 or something like that, which I think 5 is the default level, being XP and not MCMMO level. I guess maybe eventually if I can find a way to hook into the MCMMO levels, I can change that. And yeah, just a bunch of different configurations that I'm going to go over with you guys. So first video is going to be 2 out of the 4 configs, and the first thing you need to do is copy your plugin in and start your server. And when you start your server, what will happen is you'll get this folder here with 4 config files. And let me launch something in the background here so I can show you this for demonstration. Let me adjust a bit here. The website takes forever to load MySQL. I'm sorry, not the website, but yeah, a server that I connect to. Alright, so when you load the plugin, those config files will be generated. I'm going to go ahead and open up the main configuration, which is config main.yml, and also going to open up the rest of them so I can configure these at a later time. Alright, so the first thing you'll note is that there are a lot of configuration options, which is a good thing because that was the main goal of me, or that was one of my main goals while making this plugin, is to make it extremely configurable for you guys, because I know there's a lot of different people that run a lot of different types of servers, so like PvP servers or things like that, and I wanted each server to feel like they could use this plugin and not have to get rid of it or make a special plugin. So the first thing I'll talk about is the main config, which is a lot of config that's general. However, there are some that are related to PvP, which are most of this down here except for that. Okay, so general, there's a general note here, and there's prefix, turning that on. Turning that on shows the PKSystem prefix here. If you turn that off, I'm going to turn this off real quick. It'll show no prefix, and it'll just show the messages from PKSystem. So again, if you turn that on, you'll see all the prefixes there. Basically, the reason I did that is because people that have used Scissorhome complained before, or at least one person complained that there were that their chat was filling too much. I guess for whatever reason they don't like prefixes, but it's always been my standard config options when I make plugins now, so I'll just keep that in there for you guys to be able to hide the prefixes, and I try to make it look decent. Stats. Whenever you load my plugin, it contacts a website, which I'll have up here. This is the MySQL server, and basically it collects general info about your server, such as your IP, port, system, like Windows 7 or whatever. Plugin name is obviously going to be PKSystem. Plugin version is going to be the version you're running. The name of your server, so if you have a Minecraft server named Super Amazing Craft, it would say Super Amazing Craft there. The IP of your server, the port number, game mode, max players, and version. So just some general info. It's configurable, however, I will say that I'd appreciate it if you guys trust me enough to see the stats on your website, of your server, because I'm not really going to make any money from it. I just think it's pretty cool knowing how many people are using my plugin. And I'm actually going to work on integrating the stats into a website that you guys can view how many people are using it, where they're from, blah blah blah, the version, just stuff like that. Kind of like Griefcraft statistics, but probably a lot simpler because their statistics are just way easy. Anyways, ver check, that means whenever you log in as a character, if this is enabled, it'll check permissions, which is Vault, and I'll go over that a bit later. But it'll check the permissions to see if you have a specific node to know when there's a new version. And if you do, it'll tell you a message, something like the version of PKSystem you're running is old or something like that. And then it'll tell you the new version number. And since Minecraft now allows you to click links, it'll actually give you a link that you can just click and download the plugin, the newest version. I've got an admin panel on my website, and I just pretty much not drag and drop. I upload a file, and when I upload it, I give it a version number, and it automatically updates the newest version. So whenever you guys reload your server, or a character logs in, then you'll be notified if you have Node to download the new version. Okay, format is a node that tells the plugin different formatting settings. So like if you enter combat, if this is enabled, when you enter combat, it'll say you entered combat. When you exit combat, it'll say you exited combat. You can change that, so when you enter, it'll say something like you're now fighting, or whatever you want to say. Or when you exit, you stopped fighting, or whatever. Death, this is a message that everybody sees. Combat, only the player that enters and exits is going to see that. Death, whenever you kill somebody or are killed by another player, if this is enabled, then all players will see this message. Plus A is the attacker, plus D is the defender. So think of A as the person that kills and D is the person that dies. I'm just keeping it simple for as A and D. So a good kill would be a player with a neutral reputation or higher killing somebody with a lower reputation, such as actually it's any player that kills a player that has a negative reputation. So a reputation lower than 0. I'm sorry, lower than white. So it would have to be yellow, orange, red, or demon. And I'll go over these more whenever I show you the reputation configuration, because there's just so much to configure. But actually I like it that way because it gives the players a lot of flexibility in how they want to run the plugin. So basically just remember that a good kill is a player that's killing a player with negative reputation. Evil kill would be a player with any reputation killing a neutral or a good player. So it would be white, light blue, blue, purple, or hero. And again, I'll go over this whenever I show you the reputation table. So again, the message would be attacker killed defender or attacker murdered defender, because murder would be like an evil act. And like I said, plus A is attacker, plus D is defender. There's also plus P for points and plus R for reputation, which I'll go over both of those also. Points basically is the easily convertible, comparable numbering system that I'm using for reputation. So when you see the player having 10 rep, for example, that's 10,000 points, because 1,000 points is equal to 1 rep in my system. It just makes it a lot easier because Java, I think, not understands, but whole numbers are a lot easier to work with than fractions and decimal numbers. So the next thing is PK. When you enter and exit PK mode, what message is shown? So they say you are now in PK mode, and when you exit, it says you have left PK mode, and that's only for your own character. So like I did earlier, /PK, you have left PK mode, you've entered PK mode, etc. And the reason my screen is zooming in and out is because I've got special buffs, which I'll go over a bit later too, when I go over the effects config. Display name, if you turn that on, it'll change your display name. So like when I'm chatting, if I go rep -100 and I chat again, it'll change my display name. However, InChat is overriding that with the permissions prefixes, so it's not going to actually change it. You would have to turn off your other chatting system to show my display name. Okay, tab list is going to show a different name for me in the tab list here. So if I do /rep -100 there, my tab list name is orange, even though my yellow name is there. So it can be confusing if you don't turn off the chatting name but leave the tab list, to us or to my plugin, because it would, my yellow name there and orange name there. So So if you turn one of these on, you should probably, if you turn display name on, you should put it to where it actually shows the right display name. Okay, kill. The node pertains to when you kill something or when something dies. Mainly, PK off means that when you die, PK mode will be turned off. So I'll go ahead and do a suicide, and you'll see that you have now exited PK. Don't know why, but whenever you die, it actually fires it twice. But I'll just do a up 200 and die just once. Crapper. Ew, oh well. I'll fix that later. But for now, when you die, you'll see that you have now PK mode, or you have left PK mode. So that's configurable for whatever you want it to say. Also, you can, let's see, you can change, yeah, you can change whether or not when you kill a mob that you gain reputation. So if I have a -10 rep and I kill 10 spiders, then my reputation would end up being a little bit less because I killed a bunch of enemies. I'm going to go ahead and enchant this up so I can kill them quicker. So now you'll see that my rep is -9.99. And basically what happens is when you kill a mob, you gain 1 point, which is 1,000th of, 1,000th of a reputation. So 0.001 rep. So that would mean that if you kill 10 mobs, you would gain 0.01 rep. And the number here is that number, 1 out of 1,000 points. I did points because who wants to go in here and type 0.0001 or, like right there. I just think it's easier to type in 1 for points and then just know that that converts to 0.001 rep, or 10 mobs for 0.01 rep. Anyways, the next setting is permissions allow ops. Basically that means that whenever there's a permission checked, I'm using Vault by the way, so Vault is optional. However, if you don't have Vault, it will default to straight ops. And if you have a node that is allow ops false, it will deny them access altogether. So allow ops basically says when we do a permission check, such as whenever you check for command, then if they're an op, give them access. That's it. But yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to stop this and having to cut short because I'm about 15 minutes, but I'll be back with the next video. Alright, see you in a bit guys.